Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Today's expression, 人无完人, is the Chinese way to say there's no perfect man out there. Okay, 人无完人, or you can read it as among humans, there is no complete or perfect man. 人无完人, or you look at individual, not in a collective term. Individual term, pick up any single person out, you will not find a complete man. Okay, so that's a recognition, almost like a very general term to apply to every one of us. And the statement simply set the bar or your expectations of ourselves. It's almost like an English expression is human to err, like you expect humans make a mistake. And here in Chinese, like you expect humans are not complete or they're not perfect. So the language built in 人无完人 is almost like our own way to forgive ourselves if we made mistakes, if we're not the best performing, behaving self for the day, we can, say 人无完人. Like we recognize that we're not perfect. All right. So 人, left and right, it looks like the English letter R. There are two ways to view it. One is a profile view. This is the torso, the leg, the arm of a person. It looks almost like an ape walking, right? So I'm suspicious for that. And the second reading of that is we are made of a straighter and a curvier or linear, non-linear side of us. So each of us have this rational straight line thinking way, and also irrational, irregular, erratic, maniatic side of us. And that's what makes us interesting, right? So Chinese character recognize that and make the two intentionally asymmetrical. Okay. Wu, it came from this dancing thing. And so you can view this as a dancer. Arm holding, reaching out, holding 20. So this is this kind of a bow shape connected by one horizontal line. That's our 10, 20, because this cross sign, it's Chinese number 10. It's a roping technology. It gets the basic, the minimum number you're going to tie a knot on. It's not one because we can still count it with our fingers. Once they come to 10, it's too much to carry by your hands to signal it, right? You have to tie a knot on the rope. So this rope knotting, record keeping ancient way, then abstracted into language into this. And that's for number 10. When you have two of them and somebody connect this horizontal line and connect the bottom to make it into 20. So in this dancer's hand, each hand are holding 20 plants over here. So you have this convex, concave, whatever. So the canopy, the root connected by a tree trunk. So that's our generic tree symbol, or you can regard it as plant, even more general term of plant symbol. So each hand, 20 of those holding. You can almost visualize it as a harvest celebration dance sequence. This dancers holding in each hand 20, what do you call it? Bouquets or bushes of crops of that year. So it's harvest, it's a dance to celebrate a successful year, right? In an agrarian society, that's super exciting. And just, and that's a successful year. And the middle part of it, there are two readings. One, according to some scholars, this is the tiptoe dancing, like the ballet toe there. Enough, I'm not sure. But a second way to read it, because I've seen enough Chinese characters, ancient way to render it, it actually means death or close to death. So this is another Chinese human figure, simplified, streamlined, because okay, the main storytelling in this frame is not about human. It's about this dancer, harvest dancing. A lot of things, big areas are taken up by the props of the dance. Versus this one frame, it's just a human figure. So it's fully spelled. But over here, this tiny little space, tiny little symbol, I think that's a space it's hard to render the full, intricate curvature of a human icon. Okay, that's my excuse. Maybe it's totally something else. But this is human figure. And then we have this bottom left corner thing. And now it's pointing downward. Pointing downwards, you can view it as a stylized, or it could be intentional to mean something. And what is that something? That means this bottom left corner means ground, close to the ground. We have top left corner means upper ground. This is lower ground. So this human figure close to lower ground, basically to say closer to ground, and then further going downward. That means that person is close to death. So my connecting dot of this harvest stance plus close to death means the temporary nature of things. Either performance art, by the time there's no, analog or digital recordings of performance. Once it's done, it's gone. Like you're not there, it never happened to you, right? In your world, it never happened. You never get to see the performance art. And the second one, character is closer to death. That means the temporary nature or the short lifespan of us, sort of like an existential crisis up there. And this language capture that in a pretty complicated frame. And together, either this dance or this death, together means none, means no, means negation. So 人无完人, this one is made of this big dome with a chimney, means it's a human space. And then this is another kind of a look like a human figure thing, right? And with a dot on the top, horizontal line. Horizontal line is not, when it's straight as that, it's not a representation of the physical world. It's an indicator, it's an abstract thing. So that one stroke is abstraction of the top of the head. So here, they're talking about here. And when you have a dome here, and then the top horizontal line is, I guess, altogether, this character means yuan. It means the beginning of things. So it's emphasizing the beginning, the top, the very top of your head or the person, the highest point on your person. So here it's already the head, and this second horizontal line is the indicator is even higher than the top of the head. So it's the top of the top, the second degree of the topness, top of the humans. And under this dome, according to scholars, that means something related to house building. And when you have the top of the head in there, that means it's complete. Things are going well. And I guess in ancient times, even in contemporary Chinese consumer behavior, like a house ownership is the number one thing. It's the number one feel safe and secure type of thing. So I guess in ancient, we can sort of try to reverse engineer that ancient times. If you have your own housing, that's regarded as complete. And Chinese language doesn't distinguish complete, like this progression bar from the beginning to the end, you finish, that's completion. From perfection means you have a certain expectation or standard. If you reach that, that's perfect. And so again, this progression bar, if it reach all the way to perfection, then that's a sort of a completion as well. So Chinese use the same character to mean these two things. And in a way, they're related. So 人无完人 simply is our own acceptance of ourselves. Like nobody is perfect. Just, accept that. And that's a way to comfort ourselves when we realize we're really not perfect. All right. Thank you for your time. See you another day.